So this film won the poll, and a lot of people told me watch this film with low expectations, and I did that. Hello guys, it's Nona and today we'll be talking about the Malayalam film Memories, written and directed by Jeethu Joseph and starring Prithviraj Sukumaran. I'm surprised that this film hasn't been remade in Bollywood yet. I think this film proves how good Jeethu Joseph is as a writer. He's great at writing thriller and adding the family aspects to it. But I think I cannot say the same for his direction. Now as always, we watch the film with other viewers on Discord. So if you want to be a part of it, join us, link in the description. And other people watching it with me who are Malayalis have seen the movie before. I think they also felt that the direction is not the best, and even they felt after watching it again after so many years that the film hasn't aged well. See, we all know it's a 2013 film. We cannot watch it from the lens of 2021 at all. That's not fair to the film. But the execution of the film is very ordinary. It feels very outdated watching it today, and it does impact the viewing of the film. I think that's what differs great films from average films, right? That how long can they sustain? Will a film made today can be watched 100 years later? Can it survive the testament of time? Again, the film takes a lot of creative freedom. It is kind of that filmy film, oh, it's a film, they can do it. There are a lot of that kind of things happening. I think the first half is kind of slow, it's take its time, and that is Jeethu Joseph's style. Yet again, he sets up everything perfectly in the first half. And the first half is shorter too compared to the second half, which is very much like Drishyam and Drishyam 2. And yet again, the pace picks up in the second half, where all the investigation happens. Again with the writing, the twists and turns, again he caught me off guard. I was again shouting when I got to know, oh, it is going to be his own brother now, the fifth victim. And I like this twist because they have set it up throughout the film, but I couldn't see it. It doesn't feel forced at all. And the family angle comes in too. The whole plot of his wife and kid dying and him facing the trauma is not just there, it is part of his characteristics, it's part of the narrative, and it comes full circle by the end when his own brother is in danger. If he had not taken the case up, his brother would have died. The film kind of reminded me of Seven. I'll not give you spoilers if you haven't seen the film. It's a good thriller you should check out, definitely. Now coming to the dialogues, again I'm just reading the subtitles and they do feel weird and outdated, but even the Malayalis who were watching it with me, they told me even the Malayalam dialogues feel outdated. Like, that's not convincing how people are talking, how the police inspectors and the secondary characters are talking to each other. See, let's take an example from the movie. There's this scene where Prithviraj has to run behind the killer and they're running in the rain. It's an amazing scene. It shows his vulnerability, that because he's drinking, he's unable to catch the killer today. It's very important for the character, for the story. It's very well shot. Everything is perfect about it. But the issue is, the sound mixing is very authentic here. If two people are running in rain like that, that's how it will sound in reality. But what happens when you're watching a movie, you have to take some creative liberty there. This is where you do it. Because listening to the original authentic sound, I started giggling because it sounded very funny, him taking his breath and the sound of the footsteps in the rain. It just, makes it sound funny. I don't know why. And it suddenly takes you out of the film. Oh, I'm watching a film. Yeah. Oh, that sounds weird. Okay. That's what happens. See, this is no one's fault. This is no one's fault. This is just a thing that just happens. And that's an example, places where you take creative liberty. Things don't sound the way they do in most of the films, even the most authentic ones. Hero, the Kannada film I saw, there's a scene where he drops the glass on grass and it makes sound. It should not make sound at all, right? If you drop glass on ground or mud or grass, it should not make sound at all. But in that scene it does, because they want to have that impact in that scene. That's the creative liberty they are taking. See, I'm not saying it's an issue, it's a problem in the film. It's nothing like that. It's a study, This is what happens in films. You change things to make it impactful. Everything on screen cannot be as real as it happens in real life. That's why we say cinema is an exaggerated reflection of the society. Even if you take documentaries, make as real film as possible. There will be creative liberties taken because you want to get that desired impact. Now, there were some few Vfx shots in the film and I was like, okay, I don't see the purpose of them. There's this scene where Prithviraj is standing in front of a window and he says the killer is out there somewhere committing the murder. And then we just zoom out from there and the camera just zooms out. We see a city skyline now. We see train tracks, we go through a bus, and it's a great idea, it's a great visual. In today's time, you can really say it's VFX, you can call it out, but it's a very well done shot. It's ambitious, it kind of look good, but the problem is, what purpose does it serve? That's the issue. Why does this shot? What does it add to the story? Prithviraj saying he's still out there committing the murder. Cut to the scene at bus stop. Done, right? What did that transition actually do anything different? What did it add to it? It really didn't. But it definitely took me out of the film because I'm like, oh wow, what a shot. Like, but why is it necessary here? Then there's a scene Prithviraj driving very rashly, and then again we get a VFX shot kind of thing where we know it's all green screen, but the camera from the outside moves in the car and then again it goes out and the car goes super fast. I'm like, what does it add? Like, I don't understand. See, there should be a meaning behind what you are doing on screen, what I'm seeing on screen, why I am seeing this scene. Again, that's define a good film and not a good film. See, throughout the film, considering the creative liberties taken, considering it's a 2013 film, I enjoyed the film. It was very well written again. Prithviraj was really good, very nuanced performance by him. But the last scene where everything is good and Prithviraj is walking out smiling, I didn't like that at all. It's like, oh, now everything is okay, done. That's the feeling I don't like in films, where the film ends and the story of this characters ends. It doesn't feel like, oh, the characters still exist, their life continues ahead. The film is over, I don't know what happens after this, but they still continue. That doesn't happen in this film. It's like he was different in the beginning, but now everything is fine and great. Go. Happy ending. I think that's something I don't enjoy. Coming to the villain, I think was really, really good. Very, very different, very refreshing. But I wish there were some changes to him. We know that he reads the Bible, he follows it, he has read it, he knows everything. But then we see him drinking, talking about revenge. I'm like, if he's such a follower of the Bible, he'll not talk all of this, he'll not drink. Again, I'll go to 7, the movie. The villain in that is very similar. Throughout the film, he's eliminating the 7 sins. And by the end, spoilers, he even takes his own life to accomplish his mission. But here it feels like, oh, he'll follow the Bible, but according to his own means. I wish the villain was not that contradictory. The whole backstory for him was, like, okay. I think most of these thriller films or which have a serial killer, most of them, the backstory is so, not that great of a thing. I don't like. Maybe I think that's why the Joker in The Dark Knight works so well, that there's no justification to his actions. We don't know anything about him. There's this uncertainty. We don't know him. I think that's what makes him great villain. Now, definitely, I'm not saying every movie should have like that, but the backstory just feels okay, Okay, that happened and that's why he's doing this. So guys, that was a video. A good attempt. Really like the acting. Really like the writing of it. It hasn't definitely aged well, but it was a good watch. So guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. Share this video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed yet, check out the videos. If you like them too, do consider subscribing and I'll see you next time.